Chicka-da-cra.
Hey, hey, hey.
Chicka-da-cra.
Sounds so much better when there's not static playing in the background.
You don't like the static?
Not really.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Not so much.
Here we are. We're back.
Snap. Dude, do you know it's been 6 months since we recorded our last episode?
It's been a minute. Yeah.
I was looking back in our episodes today just to see when it was. I was like, oh, it's been a couple months. Half a year.
Yeah.
Time just goes by so fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you honestly think it was only a couple months?
I was like 3 or 4. I didn't think like a half a year.
Idiot.
Yeah. Not smart. Not smart. Hi, guys. We are back. I'm so happy to be back doing this.
Hey. Oh, shit. Remember when we were like 19, 21 years old and we went out like 3 times a week dancing?
Yeah.
Literally. No
fun,
joke.
Yeah,
We danced so much. When I turned 19, we danced every weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday night.
Funny you say that. I was literally thinking of us the other day, how we used to go out and rip it on the dance floor and how I used to have so much energy and could move my body. And then I was at a women's retreat this past weekend and we were all dancing. And after dancing, my back now hurts. Like, wow.
You're not turning 40 soon.
I'm going to be 40 in June and the bod is not feeling it.
But you look good.
Thanks.
That's exciting that you're turning 40.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people, I remember growing up and I have a vivid memory of mom when she turned 40.
Oh, wow.
Talking on the phone to her friend.
Okay.
And being like, I'm having a really hard time with it. I'm really struggling.
I actually feel like I remember that too.
I have that memory. And
that's funny.
Ever since then as a child, I made a vow to myself that I'm not going to give a shit about getting older.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Honestly, it means nothing to me.
Except for smelling even worse than you did the previous
That's true.
year.
That's true. You do need to bathe. But that's actually kind of a thing. Like, I think as you age, your body doesn't detox as well. And like, you do need to bathe more.
Leave it to Denai to add a health.
Bathe.
Yeah.
Also, chlorophyll is literally an internal detoxifier. You can get it in supplement form. So that's another one. Just saying.
Wow, you just made that little segue.
It's a natural deodorizer.
Chlorophyll. If you smell bad, get chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. More like borophyll. Right?
Thank you, Billy Madison. Or whatever. Yeah, Billy Madison.
It was Billy Madison.
Yeah, it was Billy Madison.
Okay. So we are back recording some Hot Johnson episodes.
Here we are.
It's been 6 months.
Yes.
And today we're just going to do a bit of a brother-sister catch-up because lots has happened.
Has happened. We did not plan on what we were going to talk about.
No.
And so that's good.
Those are the best ones.
They really are.
Over the last couple of months, I was saying to Bron today, just had a number of people when you're out and about coming up being like, love your guys' podcast. And the feedback that I get is people like it when we're just super raw,
100%
honest and real. So fuck perfection. And let's just like have that be the focus.
True that. I actually had a moment a couple of weeks ago where I was like, I don't want to listen to any music and I don't want to listen to any personal growth material, which is like my 2 go-tos. And I was like, I really want to listen to a podcast. And I had this reflection. I was like, that's weird because I'm actually not the biggest podcast listener. And I stopped and I analyzed it a little bit. I'm like, why am I craving that? And I'm so not. And I stopped and like reflected on it. And I thought, I feel like a huge reason why people gravitate to podcasts is because of the real connection that they get to experience in another human-to-human conversation, right? You don't get that in music and you don't really get that in an audiobook. It's just someone talking at you versus 2, 3, 4 people, however many people in a podcast, they're having just like a real honest connection. And when someone listens in, they feel connected to something human. And I think that's why it's actually such an attractive thing.
Good. Well said, Bron.
Don't you think?
Thank God there's one smart person in this equation.
Hey, don't discount your brain. You're pretty smart too.
You started the episode telling me I was an idiot.
True.
So I've just now internalized that and now I need therapy. So.
I missed our little fun.
Dude, we haven't even really seen each other that much over the last couple months.
Well, that's why this is also exciting is because we really haven't. Like we haven't connected at all over the past 6 months other than like a few family dinners. Like I've been so busy. You've been so busy in different ways. Should we talk a little bit about why we stopped during the last episode?
It's been really nice to have a break from you, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I right off the top actually wanted to kind of apologize because I feel like we kind of left the listeners our last episode, we started doing a 4-part series on like the 4 pillars of health and the 4 things that are going to help you live the best life.
Yeah.
And we only put out 2 of those episodes.
Yeah.
And I feel like we kind of left people like, okay, well, what are the other 2?
Sure.
And so I just want to own that I feel like a big part of that was me. And right away, I'll just be very honest and vulnerable. And a big part of why I wanted to put a pause on doing the episodes. Whew,
Here it
Are we
comes.
crying already?
Cry me a river.
God.
Cry me a
Fuck.
river. I sing
Yeah.
that to my clients when they start crying.
That's a great thing to do when someone's opening up vulnerably.
That was a terrible joke.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Don't seek Bron as a coach. He's an asshole. So I finished my counseling school in September.
Yeah.
Officially launched my business in September.
2025.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, honestly, it was a really, really hard year. It was a really hard year. Like I transitioned from my radio career into counseling, starting a new business, becoming an entrepreneur for the first time in my life, not having a consistent paycheck every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it had just been a few months before that I moved in with my partner and like officially took on these step parenting. Like my partner has a daughter. We have her full time.
Lovely girl.
Yeah. So, you know, starting my business, becoming a step parent, and the stress of school for anybody who's been in school, like school is just really heavy. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that year, with all the stress and the adjustments, I put on 50 pounds in a year.
Yeah.
And I just like really didn't feel like myself.
Yeah.
Like I was in such burnout
Yeah. You
at
were.
that time. Like I feel like for anybody out there who has maybe been through similar things, I think even just starting your own business.
There's tissue right over there. You could, like,
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
Even just starting your own business of any kind, becoming an entrepreneur, I really believe stirs up all your shit.
ooh, does it ever? And so many different levels. I won't go into all of the reasons why that's true, but it's so true.
Yeah, you know, you
Oh,
have
yeah.
your own coaching business,
Yes.
you're a wedding officiant, like
Yes.
you've been an entrepreneur for a long time.
6 years. Yeah.
So you know this yourself.
Yeah.
But I really, you know, anybody that I talk to who's become an entrepreneur, it brings up so many different things. Not only do you have to learn a whole bunch of new skill sets because, yeah, you're helping people with whatever your service is, but you're also running a
Yeah.
business.
You have like 10 different hats that you're wearing all at once.
It's a lot. The marketing, the
being one of
money, showing up consistently, managing your own stress and emotions and burnout when, you know, you have to, if you don't show up, your business isn't running.
You don't eat, motherfucker.
You don't. So yeah, I think you just said it best there. You're wearing like 10 different hats.
Yeah.
And I think it brings up a lot of your emotional and mental limitations as well. Like any of the imposter syndrome. I meet so many women who are starting businesses and we all doubt ourselves.
Yeah.
We all have that voice at the back of our mind who's like, who are you to do this? You can't do this. You compare yourself to people who've been doing it for a decade. And it's so hard to keep going in those beginning stages when you are building and it's not where you want it to be.
100.
So I went through some like dark night of the soul shit, like
Yes, you
right. Yeah. And you Bron saw it. Yeah. Like it was honestly really heavy, like really fucking heavy.
I'm so fucking proud of you though. So proud of you.
For what, just like starting the business. Yeah. No, I'm so happy too.
Yeah.
I get people ask me if I miss my radio career at all. And I'm like, nope, not a second. Love what I'm doing. But just real talk, like in so many different ways, it was very challenging when I first started. And October was when we, put out the last podcast. And that was kind of right at the thick of just the heaviness of it all. And, you know, I was editing our videos for this podcast. For those who are listening right now, we also put our videos up on YouTube.
Come on, YouTube. It's better. 'Cause
YouTube.
We're very animated and we look like stupid idiots a lot of the time because we're making funny faces.
And it's a lot of work to edit the videos. So make it worth it.
Correct.
Otherwise, I'm like, let's just do audio because that's a lot faster and easier. But yeah, to be fully honest, editing those videos, sitting and watching myself on camera, this version of myself that I looked when I'm watching myself on screen, I'm like, oh my God, I look exhausted. I felt exhausted. I'm 50 pounds heavier. I look puffy, inflamed. Like I didn't feel good. And then seeing that on camera, seeing myself like that, it was just a reminder of where I was at. And I think a lot of people experienced that even during COVID, when a lot of our work moved to online,
Right.
and a lot of us were doing like Zoom meetings,
Right.
and people were forced to see themselves on Zoom on camera all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember back then hearing this whole conversation. I think there were like news articles about it, how many people were really struggling
Right.
with having to see themselves on camera like that every day. And it is really hard, especially when you are feeling like crap and not feeling like your best self.
Right.
You know, I remember it came to mind an interview I had heard a number of years ago with Cameron Diaz, the actress, who was just talking about aging, and she was trying to embrace the natural aging process and not doing the facelifts and all the things.
Good for her.
Yeah. And one thing that she was saying was like in her house, she makes a conscious effort to not have mirrors all over her home because she doesn't want to constantly be, you know, I think especially when you grow up in a world where you have been validated a lot for your appearance, like many women have, and she especially did in Hollywood, to then age and see yourself looking different, it can be hard to feel amazing about that. And I think the body image movement, this body positivity movement, a lot of it has been, you know, oh, love yourself no matter what way you look and what shape you're in, which, yes, great. That is the ideal.
Yes.
And I think sometimes we are just in a neutral place where like, yeah, during that time, I still loved myself as a human. I know I'm still an amazing person with a good heart and soul, but sometimes that's what I want to focus on then.
Right.
I don't want to be looking at this physical skin suit, which is aging, which at the time had changed. 50 pounds heavier is a lot of extra weight. And I didn't feel amazing about it at that time. Yeah. I had not gotten to a place where I was like, you go, girl.
Well, I mean, there's the 50 pounds and what it looks like, but then there's like the actual slog of it. Like, I get that, like actually feeling inflamed.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I hear you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I know a lot of people listening hear you too. Big time.
So that's the thing, you know, for anybody listening out there who has put on the weight, who's really struggling with it, it's like, you are still a fucking amazing human. I knew I was still an amazing human, but it's hard sometimes, both mentally and physically, to have those physical changes. And I mean, I was so tired all the time. My body, like my back was starting to hurt because my belly was getting so big. And I remember you talked about that when you had lost weight when you went sober, and talking about the biggest change you noticed was like when you were at your heaviest, you'd bend over.
Yes.
And you're like, my belly was so big, I couldn't even like touch my shoes or something.
Yeah. Like, it's uncomfortable to be physically unhealthy. Like it's physically and emotionally uncomfortable.
I was very, very physically uncomfortable. I would look at myself in the morning. I'd get up out of bed because we've got a freaking mirror right by our bed. So I'd get up every morning and look at myself, and I'd just be like, I don't even recognize myself. I look so tired and depleted. And anyways, so I'm very happy to say, and I think we'll get into this. Like, I'll go into this more in a little bit because I want to hear you talk.
Oh, no, that's fine. I was gonna say, and that was the big reason why we stepped away.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. I was just like, I need a break. I need to not look at myself and just focus on getting better, feeling better. And so that's what I've done the last couple of months. I've focused on building my business as a new entrepreneur, and now I'm happy to say that it's in a place where I'm like, okay, I can breathe again. And I'm not living in fight or flight all the time.
Yes.
So that feels really nice.
Yes. You were in fight or flight all the time.
Dude, I was, it was like a daily or multi-weekly. I was crying. I was drinking a lot more. My stress was so high. I was emotionally eating to the max. Like, it was not a fun couple of months there. Yeah. I also got a part-time job.
Yes.
And that actually came from one of our last episodes.
Shout out Nature's Fair.
Nature's Fair. So one of our last episodes, and we were talking about nutrition and supplements. And I was saying how much I love, with my background in nutrition, I love geeking out on supplements and vitamins.
You're not a health nerd.
Yes, I am. Yeah. And the manager of Nature's Fair listens to our podcast. Shout out to Tara.
Love you, Tara.
Yeah, I was saying in that episode, I was like, sometimes I just want to go and work at Nature's Fair because like I just love geeking out on the vitamins. I could go hang out with those guys all day.
She was like, come work with us.
She literally messaged me and she's like, do you want to come and work here? Like even once a week. So I was like, sweet. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm working at Nature's Fair now. I started once a week and honestly, I was just loving it so much that I was like, I want to be here more. So I'm there twice a week now.
Amazing.
Every Tuesday, Wednesday, come down if you want to hang out at the Vernon store and get some supplement suggestions.
Yes.
But I'm freaking loving it so much because it's a lovely balance to have with my counseling practice.
100%.
Because the counseling work is very serious,
Yes.
very heavy.
Yes.
And then when I'm at Nature's Fair helping people with vitamins and supplements, I'm still helping people, but it's like rapid fire, like quick helping.
Isn't it so cool that we live in a day and age where we so easily can do two different things? And it's like not only doable, but almost normal now that people have access to.
I think it's just nice to have variety, have, the same job and be doing it Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. I just don't think that's my vibe personally.
No, me neither.
You neither. Yeah. I mean, you with your coaching, your wedding officiating.
And now yoga teaching.
Which we'll get into. It's just nice to have variety. And like that is now my extrovert job.
Totally.
My coworkers are freaking amazing. I've made new friends. The customers that come in they're also health nerds,
yes.
I feel like. And I have the coolest. I get to geek out on this stuff with complete strangers every day and hear about what their doctors and their naturopaths or what they're researching. And it's just expanding my knowledge even more of health and wellness, which I'm like bringing to my counseling practice and giving that information to my clients.
Word.
So it's fun for me. I feel like it's increasing my knowledge, which is helping my clients even more. We have every 2 weeks, we have different supplement vitamin brands come in and train us on different products. So I'm just like,
you're at the front of the class, like
pretty much.
Yeah, I can see you doing
pretty
that.
much.
That's awesome. I love that. You're so like our dad, who's just like that very you have like that very logical digital side to you, to like understanding things on such a like fundamental level. And I love that you have that in such a massive way with health.
Yeah.
Like I really see dad come out in such a big way. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why I love sitting with dad sometimes. And like, because he's the same way, but with other topics. Like for him, it's National Geographic.
Sure.
And we'll sit and I'll be like, what have you learned lately? And he's like me, he'll light up.
Yeah.
Just sharing what he's learned.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
I am my dad's daughter for sure. In that.
Yes.
Yes.
And so do you want to talk about how you started to get healthier?
Yeah. I think that was another thing. I mean, I feel bad that I'm taking up so much space.
Fuck you. Just we're here where I'm genuinely curious because like for real, we haven't had like a connection like this. And we'll get to why I've been so busy.
Yes.
Everyone, like, I mean, a lot of people already know, but yeah, no, let's focus on you for now. It's fine.
That's another thing that I'm working through right now is taking up space and like just being okay with taking up more space.
Well, I get it. You want to give me time because I'm so fabulous.
It's true. It's true. I don't want to be a mic hog, you know?
We'll get to me.
Okay. So
I miss this.
Me too.
I miss being goofy with you.
Well, I think that's the other thing too. Our last number of episodes, I was too tired to be goofy. Right? Like I would just come in here and
I was, man, honestly, for real, I was too. I needed a break too. Yeah. But let's get to what turned around for you in such a big way.
If you're watching the video right now, I'm like cracking my back because I am old now. And my back, I
need
danced.
to come to one of my yoga classes.
I danced this last weekend and my back is legit sore. So, okay. So yes, focusing on building my business, which I've done, and my personal health. So what kind of shifted things for me was working at Nature's Fair in the vitamin department.
Yes.
And I had so many customers and coworkers, people I worked with as well, people who were coming in talking about how amazing they feel and have felt doing either the carnivore diet or a ketogenic diet.
Yes.
And from my background going to nutrition school, to be honest, I never thought I would try either of those because my education was like, so for those who don't know, a carnivore diet is when you're focusing on just eating animal products.
Yes.
So you're literally just eating animal protein like steak, chicken, eggs. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And when I went to nutrition school, it was like vegetables, fiber are such an important part of our diet. That's what feeds like our good gut bacteria,
Yes.
our microbiome.
Yes.
And that's where 80% of our immune system is.
Right.
So I had that mindset of like, I would never try this because fiber, vegetables, fruit, so
100.
important.
100.
But after having so many people come in telling me that they tried this and felt so good and me feeling so crappy, I was desperate. Like I think I had told you guys in a previous episode, I mean, I've struggled with weight and energy literally since I was a teenager.
Yes.
And so I've tried so many different diets and ways of being. I even told you guys, like I tried Ozempic. I tried a GLP-1 because I was like, I do not feel good. I need to try something here to feel better. Doing the diet and exercise and like nothing's working. Yeah, if you didn't hear that episode as well, the Ozempic also didn't work for me because it gave me insane heartburn. So I stopped that. And so I was like, I'm just going to try. I've tried everything. Like, I don't know what more I can do. So I'm going to try this carnivore diet and see how I feel.
Yes.
So I started, and the very first day, immediately I noticed a decrease in my hunger. Because that was one of the things that I was dealing with was I had like ravenous, insane hunger. I was just hungry all the time. Like I would eat and an hour or 2 hours, I'd be hungry again. Just this like insatiable hunger all the time. And the other thing I noticed right away was that my sugar cravings, my carb cravings went away.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, sweet. That made me want to keep going.
Yes.
By the second day, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't just live on bowls of beef and steak. Like I was so grossed out by it.
Yeah.
So what I did was I transitioned to a ketogenic diet.
Okay.
And so for those who don't know, a ketogenic diet is like a typical ketogenic diet is higher in fat, moderate protein, and very, very low carbohydrate.
Right.
So you're eating such a low carbohydrate intake that essentially what's happening is like your body is almost going into, it's mimicking like a fasted state. And there's so much research and evidence out now on fasting and how that can help us in so many different ways. One of them being our blood sugar and our insulin.
Right.
And I really think that's what was going on for me. I mean, I was told when I was a kid, I had blood sugar issues.
Right.
And like our mom is diabetic. I think blood sugar has been a big part of my personal health issues for a long time. And for anybody out there listening, you know, they say, I think in a nutshell, blood sugar is a very, very important piece. And I think for a lot of us, it can be a root cause into why we're not feeling well.
Yes.
So I think that's what was going on, you know, all throughout that last year when I put on all that weight. I think I had insulin resistance and high levels of stress. And when your body is in that state where you've got insulin resistance, your cortisol, your stress hormone is super high, your body is way more likely to store fat.
Right.
Because I felt like I was just, everything I ate, it was like my body was just storing it.
Right.
And our body is designed to do that.
To do that.
Right?
Survive.
It's still, it's like our body hasn't caught up yet. It's still living in prehistoric times where if it thought we were in danger, it assumed there was like a food famine and that we needed to hold on to our body's fat to live.
Yes.
Where it's like nowadays our body still interprets that when we have high levels of stress that we're still like in a famine, but that's obviously not the case anymore. So anyways, so I transitioned into this ketogenic diet and I did not go the full on standard approach. Like I didn't do the super high fat version. The research that I had done was that, you know, if you are wanting, because the ketogenic diet can be really helpful for people who struggle with seizures, a lot of like brain cognitive issues, it can be really therapeutic for, and also certain kinds of cancer, because certain kinds of cancer like feed on sugar.
Right.
And so there are certain kinds of cancer out there where it's been shown that the ketogenic diet can help to starve that cancer.
Right.
So that is for people who are more in that camp, doing that higher fat ketogenic diet is what is helpful. But for those who want to lose weight, what I was researching was to not do such a high fat diet, but to prioritize a little bit higher protein, eat enough fat to where you're like feeling satiated and full in your meals, and then super low carbohydrates. So I was keeping my carbohydrates under 25 grams of net carbs every day. For anybody out there who has never tracked your carbs before, it's a really interesting thing to do. In contrast, so like basically, I think it's 6 Triscuit crackers is about 25 grams of carbs.
Right.
So it's very low. Like you're not eating any rice, any pasta, any bread. You're predominantly, like I was pretty much living on animal protein. I was eating some tofu, eggs. I was, most of my carbs I was getting from my vegetables.
Right.
So I wasn't eating any fruit, but I was having vegetables. So like I would have salads with chicken and, so I ended up doing that for 3 months because I felt so freaking good.
Yeah. And it was so cool to see you. Like even on the 10th day, I remember you came over. Yeah. And you looked so different, just energetically. Like you looked awake.
Yes.
For the first time in a long time, I had realized how stressed, how just unwell you were before. Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't want to paint an exaggerated picture like you were you were so bad, but I mean in contrast, like the light came back in your eyes and it was so cool to see you not struggling so hard.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And I think a part of that, I mean, you know, you see sometimes when people shift their diet and do these kind of like a little bit more restrictive, extreme diets where people are like, I feel amazing. And it's like, is it the diet itself, or is it also the fact that, within that framework of that specific diet, you've cut out sugar, you've cut out alcohol, you've cut out processed junk food.
Yes.
If we all just did that, we would all probably feel a lot better.
Yeah.
My biggest thing, and I hope this is a takeaway for anybody out there listening, because this was a huge, huge, huge realization for me. I'm almost 40 years old. I've been struggling with energy, weight since I was literally a kid. I went to nutrition school. I've tried and educated myself as much as I could, but I didn't realize how much like my body's, I'm going to try and articulate this the best way that I can.
Take your time.
Like my body's chemistry could impact my food cravings and my hunger so much. Like, I think a lot of us beat ourselves up and we feel like we don't have willpower because we can't put down the glass of wine. We can't stay away from the wine, or we can't stay away from the chocolate and the chips.
Right.
But what this showed me on such a deep level was once my blood sugar was balanced, those things went away. Like I felt like I had control over my body and what I was putting in my body for the first time in a very, very, very long time.
Yeah. And as I'm like actively listening to you right now, because I kind of knew all of this, but I'm excited to, because I know you stopped.
Yes.
Right. And so now I'm naturally curious because how long have you stopped now? Close to a month.
It's been about a month.
Yeah. And so what have you done this past month? Yeah. So maybe you're getting there. Maybe you have more to say. Okay.
I just really want that to be a huge, huge, huge takeaway for the people out there listening, because I've gone through that my whole life where I was just like, what's wrong with me? Like, I thought I had food. I literally was like, am I a food addict? Like, I can't, if there's junk food in the house, I cannot not eat it. And it was starting to get that way with alcohol too, where like I'd have wine in the house and it was like, I need that glass of wine. And throughout the week, like, it used to start with just, I'd have a glass on the weekend. And then it was starting to become like, twice a week. And then it started to come in my mind, like almost every day I was wanting a glass. Like, and I know you've talked about sobriety before.
Yep.
That's something that I, have always been mindful of because I know addiction runs in our family. It never felt like alcohol never really felt like a thing that I had to be worried about before. But the last year I noticed it slowly start to like creep up and increase. And I think alcohol is another one that can just like slowly creep up on you.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so again, I think a lot of us and if this is you, if you're beating yourself up, go see a naturopath. I mean, I'm not here to like recommend the ketogenic diet for everybody because everybody's bodies are so different. And I know people who've tried it, especially women, and it really didn't work for them.
Right.
But this really showed me how different I feel, how much more control I have, not feeling like an addict when my blood sugar was stable. Yeah. Like it was a freaking game changer in how I perceived myself and my relationship with food. I'm like, I'm not a weak person. I'm just, my body chemistry is out of whack. I need some support with this. Right. And that for me, the doing keto, it actually really helped that.
Had you ever fasted before?
No.
Why not?
So fasting was another one that when I was in nutrition school, it's like, yeah, the research is great for men. Fasting works great for men.
Right.
But for women, our bodies are so much more complex. And honestly, I don't think there's been, well, I know there hasn't been as much focus and study done on women's bodies and our hormones until like, thankfully, it's now starting to catch up. And I think women's studies are starting to become a little bit more at the forefront.
Right.
But we've just been told, and I was told in nutrition school, like intermittent fasting is not good for women. And I was told that about the ketogenic diet as well, that it can be too stressful because keto is also putting you into a bit of a fasted state.
Right.
That especially if you are a woman who is wanting to get pregnant or are of childbearing age, that it can be too stressful on your body.
Yes.
So that being said, there is always contradictory research out there and information. And during this time, you know, I did start listening to a lot of experts and podcasts on women's fasting. So for anybody out there who's thinking that this is something maybe they want to look into, I would just say really specifically try to find studies and find books and podcasts that are women specific fasting. Right. I think there even is a book out there called like Fast Like a Girl or Fast Like a Woman or something. Stacey Sims talks a lot about it. So we can, for women, I think, you know, depending on where your body's stress level is at, because if your stress is too high and then you try to fast, sometimes, you know, that could add additional stress.
Right.
So I just say that as a caveat of, you know, get the support. You can, I tried doing it on my own. I mean, I do have the nutrition background that I think really helped, but I don't think everything blanket statement works for everyone. So yeah, just have some compassion with yourself.
100%.
Yeah. So I did it for 3 months, no alcohol, felt amazing. I was like, wow, my energy, I think the biggest thing I noticed the difference in was like my energy was way better. Food cravings way down, hunger way down. I lost 15 pounds, 9 inches through like my waist. I lost like 4 inches through my waist, which was really, really nice because I could start to fit into my old clothes again. Mm. Like, y'all, I developed, speaking of addictions, I developed a shopping addiction when I was in Vancouver and went into a lot of debt to buy a lot of very cute clothes that no longer fit me anymore, which was that's
heartbreaking.
It was very maddening. Like, if I'm going to go into debt over this stuff, like, these clothes better fit, honey. Better fit, honey. So it was really nice to actually be able to fit into all of my clothes that I had to put away again. Not all of them. Some of them still don't fit. So yeah, lost the 15 pounds, blah, 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 blah. And then at the 3-month mark, my plan was to do it until my 40th birthday, till June. I was like, I'm going to do this for 6 months because it also, from what I understand, there have not been long-term studies on doing the ketogenic diet for a long term, especially for women. And so my thought was like, yeah, I'm going to do this for 6 months. At the 3-month mark, I all of a sudden started developing a big time aversion to meat. I was like, if I have to eat again, like another bowl of beef, like ground beef or a steak, like, I just, all of a sudden the last thing my body wanted was meat. And all I was craving was like smoothies, salads, and plant protein. Okay. My body wanted tofu. My body wanted beans, which I couldn't, you know, keto diet, beans and lentils you can't have because they're pretty high carbohydrate. Right.
And so this past month you've come back into balance.
So I listened to my body, and I think that's a really important thing to point out, that your body will let you know what it needs. Our body is very wise. And I think the ketogenic diet can be very therapeutic. And I really believe that it did help correct my blood sugar and my insulin. And then my body was like, okay, yeah, like you're done. You're ready to switch out. So for the last month, I have been still focusing on a lower carb. Like I'm trying now to keep my carbs under about 100 grams a day.
Right.
So still lower carb, because I just feel, I know that's one thing I've noticed now in kind of transitioning back, is my body without a doubt feels way, way better without carbs.
Yeah.
Way better.
Or lower carbs.
Yes, with lower carbs. Yeah. I have, had a couple of treat nights. I have had a couple of nights with alcohol, and I definitely want to keep those things as minimal as possible.
Right.
Because I just, I really notice it even more so now.
Right.
Yeah. So it's been good to do that. One other thing that I forgot to mention was when I was doing keto, all those positive things were great. The one negative was my mood was really flat.
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
Oh, did I tell you that?
I wouldn't know because
Okay.
we didn't spend a lot of time together, but I remember you saying that. Yep.
My mood felt very, very flat. And I've talked to other people who've said the same thing when they did it. And I don't know if that's just because you're taking all the fun things out of your life, alcohol, sugar. I had also quit caffeine at the time. Like I realized how much my emotional relationship is to food and alcohol. Like we grew up in a family. That's what we do. We're foodies. We love to have beverage. And to cut those things out, I was like, where do I find my fun and pleasure now? Which was kind of like a bit of an eye opener of like, girl, you need to find some hobbies,
right?
Right. But I also maybe think that there is something just like biochemically that was maybe going on there.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like it. Yeah. It sounds like there's a touch of that. For sure. Yeah.
So I'm being mindful, of I don't want to slip back into all the old patterns and habits that I had. I'm really trying to keep things on track now. And it's been cool to see that I feel like a lot of the effects of keto have lasted. Like I feel like my hunger is back to like a more normal, balanced level. My cravings are still pretty manageable. I'm able to say no to things. Like my partner had ice cream the other night and I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm not craving alcohol. Yeah, I am feeling more tired. I'll be honest. Like now that I've like gone back to this way of eating, I'm not feeling, my energy is definitely not as good as when I was on keto.
Interesting.
But I think part of that is, I think the alcohol,
right?
For me, like I have girlfriends who can literally drink every night and feel fine the next day. I am not that person.
Right.
Like if I have even a glass of wine, I do tend to feel crappy for at least a couple of days or two.
Right.
Yeah. So, and I've also, I weighed myself the other day and I've lost another 3 pounds. So it's also cool to see that like my body is still, not storing weight now that I've gone off keto.
Right.
And I always have that caveat when talking about weight, like, I'm not saying like weight loss is a thing that we should all be pursuing. But again, I'm like, I had gained 50 pounds. I've now lost almost 20 of it. Like my body felt better when I wasn't carrying, you pick up a 20-pound dumbbell or a 50-pound dumbbell, like that's a lot of extra weight on your body.
A lot.
Yeah. So I'm still continuing on my health journey and I want to continue to get back into better shape and just take care of my body. I want to feel good moving. Our years of perimenopause, ladies, are like the years where we're setting the groundwork for how we're going to feel in menopause and our older age. So much of the choices and the lifestyle things we do now are greatly going to impact us. So yeah, that's my main focus.
And what exactly is my next question was going to be, what is the next step then? Like, what does that look like for you moving forward with this? What's the calibration moving forward?
Yeah, I think just to continue to do the low carb.
Yeah, okay.
I realized from this, like that definitely works best for me to keep it under 100 grams a day, focus on protein, vegetables, moving my body. Alcohol is always that one little thing where I'm like, I don't want this in my life, but I also love having a glass of wine with the girlfriends. I know it's not adding to my life. It's probably more detrimental. But yeah, I think just having a more like keto is a very extreme restrictive way of being. And I don't know if I could do that all the time forever.
Right.
It was very hard to, anytime we had family dinners or going to other people's, like I would literally bring my own food and it's very limited. I don't know if I'd want to do that my whole life.
Yeah.
So I think now that my body has come back into a bit of balance with my blood sugar, my insulin, I just would like to try to have a more balanced diet and take care of myself, go to the gym, move my body. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see that it seems like you're back in a more regulated, happy state. You definitely seem like you're more yourself. And I think a big part of that is, your business is in a place that feels better to you now. It feels, again, more regulated.
It's nice when you can pay your bills.
Well, yeah. Yeah. So it's good to see that you're in this space because, you were struggling and you were in a really challenged place for a few different reasons there for a while. So.
Yeah. So sorry for the delay on our episodes, guys. We actually still do have one more episode that we had recorded, like the third pillar of health.
Yeah.
We recorded that one and I've got it almost fully edited. So I feel like we should release this one first.
Yeah. And then the third and then the fourth pillar?
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, I think that's what we should do.
There was another reason why we stopped doing the podcast.
Why?
And, is because we had planned on doing a certain style of podcast.
Yeah.
And do you want to touch on that?
Yeah. So Bron and I had...
We don't have to get into it too much, but...
I'll just say that there was a certain kind of podcast episodes that we wanted to do. And then my counseling body was like, nope, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So that was also a really big, I think, bummer for both of us because we were like really stoked to do that, felt good about doing that. And then, when an outside entity tells you can't do something, it kind of threw the vision off.
And of course it makes perfect sense. There are different wellness professionals out there that do live sessions with people online and they broadcast it online. But that's against the ethical rules of your counseling body, which is completely understandable. But we, that was what we desired to do. That was a big intention, but that got put to the side along with everything that you just talked about.
Yeah.
It was time to take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just spent like 40 minutes talking about me. What about you? Bron's a yoga teacher now.
I teach yoga now. Yeah. Are you going to come to my class?
No.
You're going to die.
I'm going to, and I'm gonna do something like, I don't know if it'll be throwing tomatoes at you or I'm going to stand in the back and just like make the most ridiculous faces at you to try to make you laugh and throw you off your
No, you
game.
won't, because I know you. You're going to be suffering in the hot room. The kind of yoga, because you've done a class.
Yeah, Bron made me go to a hot class like a couple of years ago.
No, it was
the night after.
It was like 10 years. It was like 12 years ago.
Okay, 12 years ago. Obviously, my time is very skewed. 12 years ago, Bron's like, come do this. I love hot yoga. Come do a class with me. We went the day after like Thanksgiving when we had eaten turkey and potatoes and bread and wine. And I set the alarm. I'm like, oh God, this jerk's making me do this. I show up and he's not even there. He slept through the alarm.
For the first time, like I'm someone who wakes up at like 6 a.m. all the time. And that was weird because I was slept through and I couldn't believe it. Like I could probably could probably count on two hands the amount of times I've slept past 9 a.m. in my life. And that was one of them, which was so weird. And so, I get up. I'm like, holy shit, I missed the class. You call me after. I'm like, how did it go? You were like, I left twice.
I left the room, which apparently you're not supposed to do.
Well, that's the goal. They say when you first step into the class, and this is original hot yoga, formerly known as Bikram yoga. Now it's referred to as 26 and 2 with all the bullshit that happened with him, all the crap that happened with him, horrific things that happened with him. And they say in your first class, your goal is to just stay in the room. Yeah. But you didn't do that.
No one told me that.
Oh, okay. They didn't tell you?
No one told me that.
Oh, right.
But it was just like, holy hell, it is so damn hot in here. And after a turkey dinner and wine, this is not the vibe.
It's 40 degrees Celsius and 40% humidity. That's what it's supposed to be.
I don't know how you do that.
Yeah, I love it.
So Bron loves it. He's obsessed with it. And
Very obsessed.
Now he decided to go and train in it. So tell us about what the last couple of weeks have been like.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that like 12, 13 years ago when I first did a class, I was like, I want to be a teacher of this because I've never found anything that serves the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual components of wellness, personal growth. I've never found anything like that. So I knew right away that it was something that I loved. And there was just something in people who love whether it's original hot yoga or really any form of exercise that calls you. this yoga calls me. Like you know me, I get emotional talking about it.
That
I don't know, man. Whatever your beliefs are, I do believe that. How's your back doing?
Keep talking.
This couch isn't ideal for Denai's back.
Dude, this couch sucks. There's no lumbar support.
Yeah, we need to get you one of those, like granny chairs.
Yeah, like that dad has. Dad, can I use your back support pillow?
Yeah.
I think I need that.
Why didn't you bring it?
It doesn't look good on camera.
We'll do it next time.
Yeah.
Where was I?
Okay.
I fell in love with this yoga. I knew that I wanted to be a teacher of it one day. And then I decided to become an alcoholic instead.
That's not
and
good.
took an 8-year break.
Was it really that long? Yeah, I guess it would have been.
I went to Bali, which is where I got all of my tattoos. Random sidebar. And that was my last class that I took in 2018. No, 2017. 27. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So maybe it was like 7-year break. Anyway, when I moved to Vancouver, 10 years ago, that's when my addiction to alcohol really started in a big way. And long story short, I took a 6, 7, 8-year break, however long it was. And when I separated from my partner 2 years ago, I stepped back into the hot room for the first time.
Oh, wow.
And I was like 25 pounds heavier than I am now. Mm-hmm. And I lost a lot of weight, and I just fell in love with it again.
Yeah.
And for a long time, for all that time, this yoga was much more about like a physical thing for me. Like I loved it because, when I go to exercise, I want to get my ass rocked. Like I want to work. And in that room, it's such a wonderful balance of getting very, very challenged. And at the same time, you're doing savasana throughout the exercise, which is, you're laying down and you are very present and very still. So you're intermittently giving your body a chance to regulate and practice stillness. So it's a moving meditation,
yes,
but it's also extremely hard.
Yes.
So I love
It's a good
that.
way of explaining what yoga is, especially like the more challenging classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I knew that I wanted to be a teacher of it one day. And about 8 months ago was when I started talking to, shout out Jasmine Nash,
Hey girl.
Canadian champion, someone who I actually went to high school with. So I had a relationship with her previously, known her for many years, seeing her go on to do incredible things with her yoga career, not only as a teacher, but also as a practitioner, or as in her own practice. I reached out to her. I said, I want to be a teacher. And long story short, we made it happen. And I started, and it was freaking hard because in this style of yoga, the teachers are delivering what is essentially a 90-minute monologue. So I had to memorize all of that, and it was a lot of work.
Give us a little, I think for anybody who's ever had to memorize something before, like if you've been in a play, it's a little easier to memorize that kind of dialogue because it's conversational. Like it's two people having a conversation. So it makes sense what would come next in this, part of the thing that you have to memorize. But like what you memorized it's a 90-minute class of just like, well, give us a little taste.
Okay. I feel like you got to come to my class.
Oh yeah. We got to get the whole Johnson.
Come to the class.
Everyone out there.
Are you going to come? I teach my first class.
Yeah.
A week today. I will be teaching there frequently.
And Bron's going to be like, feet together, both feet together, lock your knees, don't lock your knees.
You want to hear it? Half movement pose with hands to feet pose. Arms over your head sideways, toes and heels together. Interlock your fingers, release the index fingers, thumbs crossed. Nice and tight grip all the way up to the wrist throughout the posture. Stretch up towards the ceiling, go right and left several times. Right and left, right and left. You should feel stretching down both sides of your body, all the way up to the fingertips. In other words, you're trying to touch the ceiling.
And 90 minutes of memorizing that.
Yeah. And I'm not talking that fast throughout the whole time,
no, but it's fast.
But it is fast.
Yeah.
And so, when people go to the class, when I first went, I was like, I love the intensity of this. I was like, is it always like this? And it is.
Yeah.
It's just this huge, gorgeous contrast. Can you tell I'm passionate about it? Huge, gorgeous, huge, gorgeous contrast of the intensity met with this extreme, beautiful stillness and presence. Again, I've never found anything in life where you get to go in for 60 minutes or 90 minutes, because they offer 60-minute version as well, where you get to bust your ass exercising on a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual level. I've never found anything like that. So that's why I chose to do this.
And what is the name of the style of yoga you're teaching again? 26 and 2?
Yeah, I think it's best to refer to it as 26 and 2 or original hot yoga. I don't really like paying, as you know, this is another rabbit hole of people in the world who have brought beautiful things to the world, but have also done horrific things. Bikram, for those of you who don't know, there's actually a documentary of what he did on Netflix. He was accused of sexually assaulting multiple women. You know, how does one look, like, even in my shoes, how does one look at someone like that who brought such a wonderful thing to predominantly our Western world, which is we can call it his form of hot yoga, even though he took pieces of it and put it together and formatted it in a way that was very, very approachable and lovable, let's call it. How do you think about someone who did that? And so, like, I don't know, I find myself still saying Bikram yoga, even though every time I say his name, I kind of cringe because, you know, I'm very sensitive to what he did. But at the same time, like, yeah, I'm obsessed with the yoga that he brought to the Western world.
Yeah. And it's unfortunate. I think there are lots of different cases of that in our world where, whether it's like the car you drive or the products you buy, there's probably a lot of evil people out in the world who are doing bad things, unfortunately. And it's like, how do we, I don't know, where's that, that line? But like you said, that's a whole other conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. But so I think the main thing that I wanted to tease out is like the style of yoga that you're doing it's the same every class. It's a memorized sequence of.
Correct. I don't want to say it's the same. It is the same, but every class, like anything in life, every time you go into a class, your body is going to be at a different level in a different place. And so, you know, a lot of people say it's the same, as in that's a negative thing. But in my eyes, I'm like, yeah, it's the same. You get to show up and you get to deepen every posture every time and meet yourself at a different level every time. And again, it's hard. Like, I'm going to be practicing this for sure for the rest of my life. And there's still going to be depth to grow in by the end of my life.
What do you think is the biggest personal growth or challenge that you experienced or overcame during this? Whether that's just been like from going and practicing the yoga classes itself or doing the training and now becoming a teacher.
Yeah, it's a good question. You know, I've had a lot of times in my life where I've been able to show myself that, oh, I can do it. You know, oh, I did that. I can do it. I crushed that. But this was hard. I don't know if I said this, but like, I started talking about it, but I don't think I actually said the words, is that like, I actually, and this might sound weird to some people depending on your beliefs, but I actually do believe I either was a yoga teacher in a past life or something. Like, this yoga means so much to me. And I don't know what this emotion is from. That's the weird thing, is like, I don't know why I get emotional about it.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it just like means so much to me on a deep soul level. So, and it was hard to memorize that dialogue. I mean, and not to mention be practicing every day and then doing the month-long challenge where I had to practice 11 classes a week and then going to teacher training, and we practiced 2 classes every day for 3 weeks, we ended up doing 38 classes in 21 days. And like,
and I think just to like slow that down for people who don't know, Bron went down to California to do his training. And yeah, every day for 3 weeks, they had to do 2 90-minute yoga classes in a hot room, in a 40-degree hot room. Even just doing one class for most people would kick your ass, but to do 2 a day for 3 weeks straight, that I was worried about you going down. I was like, Bron, take some electrolytes.
Yeah.
Like that's
Thank God that, Denai turned me on to some electrolytes that have been like a lifesaver. And I'm so grateful for that. Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard work. Like you're putting your body through some intense exercise, sweating. Yeah.
So to answer your question, what was the biggest takeaway? What did I learn? And like, honestly, it was a reminder of like, I can fucking do anything.
Boom.
And
Yeah,
like,
boy.
I already, on a level, I already knew that.
Yeah.
And I got to show myself that I fucking did it. I am now a certified yoga teacher, and I'm so excited to start teaching. I taught my first public class here in Vernon I taught my first class at the Hot Room. Shout out Hot Room. Amazing studio. If you haven't been to the Hot Room in Vernon, go. It is such a beautiful studio. It is, I would say, predominantly a hot Pilates studio, but they offer, of course, the style of yoga that I'm teaching, as well as other forms. It's a wonderful, wonderful studio. Shout out Heather. I'm so deeply grateful for this studio. So I taught some of the teachers there yesterday.
How'd it go?
The full 90-minute class. It went awesome.
He failed.
Yeah. So, and then, as we've already said, a week today is my first public class in that studio. So yeah, I'm very, very honored, very excited to be a part of the Hot Room team, moving forward. And it's just like I've said before, it's just another way that I can add wellness to other people's lives amongst the other modalities that I'm practicing with my coaching and hypnotherapy.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's so cool. That just made me think of both you and I. And for anybody else out there who's doing that, where it's like, you have a mission in life to want to help people with your service, and you're doing that with different tools and in different facets. Like it's just a fun, creative way to help people in different forms.
Totally.
So cool. So what's going to happen moving forward? Like, are you officially going to be on their roster teaching or? Oh shit.
Yeah. The goal is just to teach once, maybe twice a week. I also love the idea of taking yoga teaching, and traveling with it. So there's a lot of opportunities for me to, go to New Zealand for example.
Should go back to China.
No.
Bron went and taught English in China when he was 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never again.
That was fun.
I got very sick.
Yes, you did.
Yes. So it's Thailand, however, is a place that I've never been yet, which is crazy because I've wanted to go for so long. That is a place where I could go and have teaching yoga kind of be a hub, a reason for me to go and, teach 5 to 10 classes a week while simultaneously going and traveling around and getting to, and I can do that wherever.
Sick.
Yeah. So that's one thing. Someone asked me the other day, what's next? What's next for you? I mean, I got wedding season coming up. I had for the past 6 months in a very, very big way, I put my coaching and wedding business to the side. So I still had coaching clients over the past 6 months, but I would say it kind of got cut in half because I spent so much time studying. So now moving forward. For now moving forward, I think just really, look at, we got a window outside here. It's so beautiful. We live in the Okanagan. I'm really just so excited to enjoy this summer. I got about 30 weddings that I'm doing, which is exciting. So really just enjoy that. I already have clients, it's so cool how life works. I haven't even been trying coaching clients, starting to come in again. And it's all just
flowing.
It is.
Yeah.
Perfect word for it. It's flowing really well. I feel like my next thing that I really want to sink my teeth into, I think I haven't 100% decided on this yet, but I want to deepen my skill set with hypnotherapy, NLP, which is neuro-linguistics programming, which is essentially the science of how do we change our minds, our internal programming with the use of words, with the use of, I mean, we all have a story, whether that's in our mind or in our nervous system, right? And if that story is based in emotion, right? And if we change the way we look and feel about something, we can change our programming. And NLP is the study of how do we do that using words or conversational hypnotherapy. And I would say my skill set in that is already strong, but I know that it can deepen so much. And the reason why is because I've seen how powerful it can be with helping people change their lives, whether that is, food cravings or smoking or their relationship with alcohol or their overall confidence about who they are as a human being. Like, I feel like I'm already helping people in a great way, but I feel like it can be more potent.
Well, I think that's the cool thing about working in the wellness helping space is like there's so many different tools, modalities. You can always learn more, deepen it.
Yes.
Like it's never ending.
Yeah. So that's what's tickling me right now. We'll I got to be careful to not like spread myself too thin.
I was gonna say, dude, you just finished your yoga and you're already like, what's next?
Yeah. I also am in a relatively new relationship.
Yes. Love is in the air.
Love is in the air. Great human being, love her to death. So that's still relatively new, about
How long
6,
have you
7
guys?
months.
Yeah, 6, 7 months.
Yeah. So that's obviously taking up quite a bit of my attention as well. And I think there's, over the next few months, it's going to be that balance of just enjoying the fruits of my labor of being a yoga teacher, continuing to practice every day. I'm going to a class tonight and I'm so excited. Coaching, weddings, relationship. And then, throughout that time, just really marinating into what's next, what's next. And I feel like that could be it. And also, you and I deciding on what are we doing with this podcast? Because we have not talked.
No, we literally haven't even said what we're doing or what our plan is moving forward. We just were like, let's just sit down and talk.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
In front of everyone.
Yeah. And I love that because, the reason why Denai and I started this podcast to begin with is because throughout our whole lives, for a lot of the time we lived in different cities. And when I would come and visit you in Vancouver, I'd come over and it was just like, Denai and I have just this like wonderful brother sister energy. That's just so, right?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
like you're
my person.
You're one of my best friends, man.
Yeah,
and like,
totally.
It's just so cool that we have this. And like, I feel like that when I would go and visit you, we would end up having like 2 to 4 hour conversations that were just so beautiful about wellness and just like what we were doing in our personal growth journeys. And they were always just so vulnerable. And like, we would always be like, we need to start a podcast. We need to get this on film. Right. And so like, it's just so awesome that we literally have not done this in 6 months, like on camera or off camera. So like, I really did miss this. I also want to say that I feel like that for the first, we've almost 30 episodes. For the first 30 episodes, there's like anything in life, you figure out how to do something. And we're still very much figuring it out.
Like, what are we doing?
Right. But I feel like that one of the biggest things for me, it's kind of what I said at the beginning of this podcast. For the first 30 episodes, I was discovering what it meant to actually film a podcast. Like how do we take the organic nature of our relationship and put it on camera and on audio in a way that people are going to want to listen to it? And what I think that I'm discovering is that for the first 30 episodes, I was thinking way too much about how we were going to be perceived. Versus now where I'm like, I just want to hang out with my sister and have those normal, natural conversations that don't feel forced, that don't feel, like we're performing, which is hard for you and I because we are performers. Like we are literally, that's a big part of who we are as human beings is like, we are actors, we are singers, we're we're jesters.
I think if I may, there is still a very authentic part of us, as you said, that loves those things.
Yes.
And I think it's okay to genuinely, authentically bring that. Like we're always going to bring some of that because we're fun and playful. But if the intention is to always just be authentic, then it's, if that part shows up, great. And if it doesn't, that's okay too.
Totally. Yeah. I guess my point is that for the first, previously to this, I was thinking a little too much on, what does our audience want? And I think that's good. Of course,
Yes.
like you want to make stuff that is enjoyable to connect with for sure.
Yeah.
But I really love just the idea of sitting with you and having a one-on-one talk about whatever comes up.
Yes. I'm so happy you said that, because I do remember that difference with you and I when we first started, because of my 20-year career in radio, where that was literally always our mindset.
Yeah.
As a radio host, I was always conditioned and told to be thinking, what does the audience want?
Yeah.
And always be delivering content from that perspective.
Yeah.
And it was never about like what I actually enjoyed and what actually felt authentic.
Yeah.
And that was honestly a huge part of why I didn't want to be a radio host anymore. Because when I was in my, early teens and 20s, it was like, I was happy to talk about the mainstream pop culture stuff, the Kardashians and Bieber and all that jazz. But as I got older, like those things, I didn't give a shit about them anymore. I didn't want to talk about that stuff, but it was my job to research, like, what does the mainstream audience want to hear?
Yeah.
So when you and I started this, I remember saying that to you, like, I want to do this as a passion project, as something that we genuinely feels enjoyable for us.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the clicks, the likes, how long the episodes are, because I'm tired of creating content from that perspective.
Yeah.
I want it, and I think for anybody out there who's looking to create anything in life, like if you don't enjoy it, what's the point?
Yeah. 100.
What's the point?
Yes. Yeah. So on that note, like, what I'm thinking, and I'm just going to say this,
Yes,
but like,
say it.
I would love to like do this again in a month. And maybe you're like, no, I want to do it sooner, and we can talk more about that. But like, I think a piece of, doing a podcast is a lot of work.
Yeah, it is.
And that's something that a lot of people, I don't think, really realize either, is that for the majority of time, you're not getting paid for, obviously, for all of the energy that you're putting into creating. And it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of time.
Yeah.
So, and this is a conversation that we've had since the beginning. It's like, how can we do this in a way that's consistent and fun? It's like, we have yet to really find the sweet spot.
No, especially when we do have you with your multiple businesses, me with starting my business, stepkid, like just like life is full, it's busy, and also trying to prioritize your own well-being. Like that was one of the thoughts that I had this morning, and you and I starting this again, I was like, I cannot put my own self-care, exercise, I can't put those things on the back burner again. And I think it can be very easy in life when we start saying yes and taking on too much, our self-care gets put on the back burner.
Yes.
So I love the idea of not having to be, as when we first started, it's got to be an episode every week. Like, I don't know. Let's just like let it flow and see. No promises as to when the next episode's going to be. I would love to do them more consistently, but I think, as Bron said, want to be very...
I would too.
Yeah.
I mean,
does anybody out there want to edit for us? Because then...
Well, we got to play with the AI thing, right? With that. But as we were talking through this past hour, I was like, it would be so cool to have like a camera person behind us here and like someone helping us with this, because it's a lot of work. Like it's the back end stuff. It's the setup of everything. It's the editing. It's the posting. There's so
cutting
much.
up of reels, posting to social
It's
media, YouTube, TikTok. Like,
and it's like, I love it. I love it.
I do too.
But it's so much time.
It's so much time. And that's the hard thing, is when you're trying to create something that is supposed to be fun. You want it to be fun. And then all of that work ends up burning you out. Like, it's not fun. So we're still trying to find that sweet spot of like, how frequently can we be making content, putting it out there, and not burning ourselves out?
Correct.
I don't know. We're figuring it out. Yeah.
So, let's just set the intention for it to continue to be an honest thing.
Yeah.
Because you and I both have had times where were like
yeah.
about this project. So
Totally.
so let's figure it out and just
Yeah.
fucking do it, man.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
You're gonna come to my yoga class on Monday?
Is it on Monday? My
She's like, genuinely.
oh.
If you don't come, that's okay.
Oh, I'm coming.
Oh, you are?
Oh, I'm fucking coming.
Really? You're
yeah,
gonna come?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to do much, or maybe I'll just
man.
literally lay there the whole time and just like enjoy a hot room. But
That's fine,
Yeah.
man. When I did my 3 weeks of training,
Yeah.
there was one class for sure where I spent 90% of the time laying on the floor.
yeah,
It was like day 12,
yeah.
class 23, and I was toast.
Oh, I'll
I was
be toast.
I almost had a panic attack, actually. My first time ever. I don't think did I tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, I was in this class and my body, it was in the morning class. Yeah, I walked in and every part of my body was like resisting. And I almost had a panic attack.
Should have led with that, Bron.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Bron almost had a panic attack.
Yeah. Was that a goose? Is that what?
I don't know what that was. Don't do it again.
Okay. On that note, oh, look
Are
at
we
the time.
done?
1:11.
111.
That's cute.
Yeah. I just wanted to also give you some feedback. I had, sorry, that was a little stuttered there coming out. I was chatting over the weekend. I was at a women's retreat. Shout out to Susie, Helen here in Vernon. Build Your Brave was at this amazing women's retreat over the weekend. And I was chatting with one of the ladies there. Shout out to Tracy, who listens to our podcast.
Hi, Tracy.
Also part of Team Build Your Brave. And she was like, I love the conversation with you and your brother, getting to hear a man who is so connected to his own emotions and is willing to be vulnerable and so open. Like, I think as women, it is very rare for us to meet men in our life who are willing to be that open and that vulnerable. And she was just saying, like, just to have a gaze into the male, like enjoying the male perspective on things from someone who is willing to be that open.
Yeah. I want to appreciate that. It was Tracy.
Yes.
Thanks, Tracy. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, man. I mean, you look at what it means to be a wellness professional.
Yeah.
Okay. And we do a lot of studying. We do a lot of head work to understand the human psychology, what it means to grow and deepen our awareness of who we really are as human beings and as individuals, and how that relates to how to be more successful in our relationships, our career, our health, etc. And it's a question that I've been diving into now, literally since I was 18 years old. So almost, or 17, so 20 years.
Bronze, you're going to be 40 soon too.
Yeah.
You're also getting old.
Yeah. And I think that when I consume content on the internet in terms of like wellness, it's always nice to connect with someone who I feel like I can learn from. But when I see a wellness professional who is just like so raw, it's why I, for example, had Joey Labossiere, I think episode 20, 23, 24. He's the hypnotherapist here in the Okanagan. The reason why I wanted to have him, for example, on was because he's just so real raw and like just himself. My point that I'm trying to make in response to what you said about Tracy is that on one hand, our job is to educate people and help people with everything that we know and everything that we can teach. But it's a massive difference between someone who can do that and someone who can show up and be real, raw, vulnerable, open, to show that we are all human. We all have shit that we are working through. And that is what every single human being on the planet is really wanting on a fundamental level, is the permission, the courage to take off the masks, to take off all of the bullshit programming that we received when we were children to say that we had to be a certain way in order to get love and approval, right? When we peel back those layers, that is what it means to practice real personal growth and wellness. And I mean, that's just like the essence of what we're doing. That's just the essence of what we're doing here. And I think that it's so easy to get lost in how do I be better? How do I feel more worthy? Or how do I experience more success in this area, that area, this area, that area, whatever. And I think the fundamental answer is to peel back the layers, open up, be more vulnerable.
Yep. Lead with heart,
Yeah.
authenticity.
I still don't feel like I'm really getting hitting what I'm really wanting to say, but you get my point.
I see that as like so many of us are living life more from what we're told logically, living from our head. And you're like, when you actually are living more in your body, connecting to your heart and operating from that place, like that's what real humanity, at our core, that is what we are.
Boom. Yeah. Humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. That's it.
That's what actually matters.
Yeah.
That's what actually matters is your heart and your soul and the way you're showing up and showcasing that and sharing that with the world.
Yes.
That's all that matters, really.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think the reason why I wanted to hit that again is because there are a lot of people out there that are doing that, but there's even more people in the wellness field, not to shit on them, but it's just the fact right now.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people out there that, I'm sorry, but like a lot of the times I just kind of roll my eyes at because they're not leading with their heart and they're not showing up with vulnerability. And I mean, I'm not shitting on that. I'm not trying to judge it, but it really is what it's all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job, Bron. Well, again, on the weekend at the retreat that I was at, Susie was giving her keynote speech. And one of the things that she invited the audience was to look at your inner circle. And, the 5 people that you spend the most, you become the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And, she had us write like our people and like you were one of mine. Yeah. And just asking you, like the 5 people that you have in your life, are they cheering you on? Are they celebrating your wins? When you spend time with them, do you feel depleted or do you feel charged and energized? And like you always have been, and you still are honestly like my number one person for that. Like more than anybody. So
love that.
Yeah, love you.
Yeah. We're kindred spirits.
Truth.
So many brother, sister, brother,
Oh my
sister,
God, I'm
sister.
bleeding.
What?
I don't know. Where's that coming from?
Are you crying blood?
I think I bit my nail earlier and it's bleeding.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, well,
We're
we
lucky.
should probably wrap this
We're
up.
lucky. You and I are lucky to have what we have.
Yeah,
let's
true.
wrap it up.
I got to crack my back again.
40 years old in a couple months. We're going to celebrate. Love you all.
That feels good. Okay, love you guys.
Thanks for joining in. See you next time, whenever that is.
Bye-bye.
Bye.